This was just a quick still life that I did last night. It was of this lamp and bowl. I must say that I forgot that I had to turn off a light because I couldn't see my board. It was glaring so much. So when I took that photograph, I was thinking, why, why am I painting such a bright painting when the photograph shows that it's quite dark? And then I remembered because when I was painting, I had lights on, and then I took one light off, which was reflecting on the subject, and I forgot when I took the photograph to show you the reference photograph that I'd turn this light off so it looks darker. So it was actually brighter than the picture I just showed you. I just came because I wanted, I have to work with bright lights so that you can see, but I also have to fiddle with them a lot during the painting because the bowl, for instance, on the left had a really terrible glare. I just couldn't tell what the values were. I couldn't tell how dark or light I was doing it. So I'm sorry about that because it does make it a little bit more grainy. Still working on the light situation and how to do that. I also find that I have to work at a little bit of an angle. So I just things slightly go a little bit skew-if, they're a little bit off. So I really ought to take some time to stand back, switch the camera off, adjust things, and then switch the camera back on so that I can look at it more from a more straightforward point of view. Anyway, these are all things I'm adjusting to, sort of calibrating. So it's one thing painting, it's another thing painting and filming you painting, which is a whole different sort of level of, things to get your head round. So anyway, here we are. It's just very simple. I did try and use a fat brush the whole way through because the subjects were simple. I thought this would be a really nice subject, sort of a still life, I think is a good subject for beginners. So you could just start with the bowl, for instance, and use a fat brush because there's nothing worse than committing yourself to a really complex painting, especially if you're new. And of course, you want to do that because you want to paint all the glamorous things that you see or that inspire you. But of course, that is a tremendous task. So you might fail if you're a beginner, and you might the result of that will be that you'll demoralize yourself. So after this video, I'm going to post this video, but after this video I'm going to paint this carnation that's at the front here. I'm going to paint this again on its own, and I'm going to paint it with the minimal brush strokes that I can get away with, just to show you how to take your paintings just one step at a time. So with this one, I was just blocking in. So please look out for that and subscribe and all the rest of it because, I think I'm going to do that next. I might paint that tonight and then hopefully have the video out for you tomorrow. So subscribe and click the notification bell so you know when I do that. And that's going to be an ideal painting, a demonstration, tutorial, whatever you want to call it, for really a beginner oil painter. Or actually, if you want to just paint your own artwork and you're a novice, then I think you would be able to do this. So I'm going to paint that for you. You'll see in a minute. Let me show you the carnation close up. Hang on one sec. All right, so if we look down at the carnation, you can actually see that it's just really a few brush strokes with the right values. So I'm going to show you how to do that tonight and then hopefully post that, and you might have yourself a nice little vintage style original oil painting that you can do yourself at home, even as a beginner. It's really not that simple. It is, sorry, that simple, and there's just a few kind of golden rules that you need to bear in mind when you're painting it so that you can achieve the required results. And I think that would be a really nice exercise for any beginner artist, or someone who just wants a nice painting for their home, actually. Yeah, and if you do it, by the way, I mean, I'll post it tomorrow and say all this again, but if you do, send me a picture on Instagram. I'm on Instagram and Facebook. I have a Facebook page, which are all linked below in the video. So if you do have a go at it, then, let me know and send me a picture. I'd love to see the results. Okay, back to this painting. So in a quite timely way, I am actually painting the carnation now, and this black stripe, it's not really actually totally black. It's more of a brown mixed with a bit of black. That strip is not actually the stem yet. I was actually laying in the shadow that the stem, because when you have a stem with a big head like that, the stem itself isn't necessarily touching the surface. It can be sort of a bit above the ground, a bit above the level. Oh, I don't know what's wrong with me. I haven't had my coffee this morning. I'm literally having it now. Clearly it hasn't woken my brain up yet. I haven't had enough of it. And then the stem can sometimes like sort of be tilted up because of the head of the flower is holding it up off the surface. So that was in fact the shadow, and I will lay in the stem in a minute. And you'll see me struggling with the bowl here, and that was purely because of the light and the angle that I was painting at, because obviously I have the camera almost in front of me, actually, sort of slightly in my way, so it causes me to be a little bit off kilter when I'm painting. But it's not too bad a result, but I will have to try and find a way of fixing this, whether I see other artists doing it with no problems. I'm obviously going to have to pay attention to what they're doing. But anyway, here we go. We'll just finish this one anyway. So the final thing that I did do with this was I did give it, and you'll see it in a minute, and I kind of didn't film it. I just sort of stood back, thinking it was finished. And then I thought, oh, it's a bit dull, it's not like bright enough. The light isn't really doing what I want it to do. So I went back, and you can see me, by the way, laying in there the stems that I was talking about and just rechecking the values on that carnation and the shadow under the lamp. But back to what I was saying about the lamp. I ended up putting a yellow wash over the lamp and the wall which is behind it, which the lamp was kind of obviously illuminating. I felt I just hadn't quite got that right when I thought the painting was finished. So what I did was I watered down some cadmium yellow with quite a bit of linseed oil. I mean, not like water, but it has to, I don't want it running down the page or rubbing off all the paint. But I got myself a wash of cadmium yellow, and then I just washed over the lamp and the wall behind. And you'll see in a minute, as I say, because I didn't film it, but it jumps from the edit from what I thought was a finished painting to this sort of glow yellow. But I do film myself adding some of it. So I add some of the yellow to the surface, because there's the kind of glow on the surface as well, and on the back of the wall behind the bowl. So that was just a wash done, and that's what they call, that is actually a oil painting technique that people usually do when the painting is dry. I forget what it's called now. So I paint in the night and then I edit them in the morning. It's like, oh dear, what's going on with my brain? What's it called when they do that? Oh, I'll put it in the description below, or add it in a minute. It's got a specific name when you do a oil wash over a previous painting. Anyway, moving on. That's what. Oh, my soup. So I thought I'd just leave that in because I was, just so you know, artists are ordinary people. I put a soup on the hob, a vegetable soup. Really simple. In fact, I was even thinking of showing you that video because I was thinking it's so nutritious and easy to do. Anyone can make this delicious soup, and it's a full meal more or less as well, and it's cost virtually nothing to make. And I was just thinking, well, I should probably do a video on that. I should do more of my cooking videos. And then I started editing this one. Of course, the next thing I could smell and hear my soup sort of bubbling away and splurting all over the stove top because it was boiling, because I had just totally forgotten it. Anyway, back to this painting. There's the glaze. You see how I got that yellow glow, and it was sort of reflecting into the bowl there, and it just gave the painting a whole new depth, and level of warmth and glow. And I was looking at the painting this morning, actually, in the daylight, and thinking it actually does look like there's a little lamp on in the corner. It's so cute. So I'm actually really pleased with the effect of this painting. And I'm really pleased with the result in the end, despite me complaining about the lights and the angle. I think it's still a really cute little still life that anyone can do. So I hope you enjoy this painting. I hope it inspires you. You can copy it if you want. The stock photo is not, it's not a stock photo, sorry, it is a corner of my photo. You can copy it, but it's a little bit dark. Yes, so yeah, let me know how you get on, and don't forget to subscribe, click the notification bell, because I will be doing that carnation video tonight. I think it's going to be a really cute little exercise that anyone can do, and you'll get a really nice little oil painting for your house or as a gift for a friend. Okay, thanks for watching. See you again in my next video. Bye.